Hey, James here. I'm sure you've heard by now we're getting wind of ChatGPT. It's an amazing platform that can do just about anything if you know what to put in for the search. You can get a lot of information, and I'm going to start a business live on camera right now, very quickly, but we're gonna go through it and we're gonna show you exactly step by step what queries to use, and it's going to be very cool, so stick around. Hey, we're back over here on the computer, and I want to see just if we can start a business just by starting on using ChatGPT. So I have a few ideas. I've got a lot of ideas, but I wanted to see if it could give me a viable idea and viable way to do it, and to do it through mostly ChatGPT from OpenAI. So I got to thinking, when you're messing around in here, you've got to realize that you have to use exact queries, and it's not really meant to make you money, but there's lots of ways around that where you can get it to recommend ways to make you money. So what I'm going to do is I have this one ready to go. Write a YouTube script, and that's going to be a lot because I use that. I've already written my YouTube script for this video, and I used this software, the ChatGPT. So write a YouTube script about 13 different ways you can use ChatGPT. It's supposed to be to make money online in one paragraph. Use bullet points for 13 ways. So it's just easier. Let's change this to, but I believe it worked because you don't want it to be so long. This thing is getting kind of to where it can get overloaded because so many people use it. So let's go over here and do our query, and it's going to load, and hopefully it's going to load up 13 different ways. Okay, you can create and sell chatbot templates. That is a definite way I'm looking into right now. Chatbot development. You can use it to generate content for websites and blogs. That's one that a lot of people are talking about. I think it's a little bit overblown because you have to do a lot of different things, some editing, and because there's going to be a lot of duplicate content because there's only going to be so much that this can put out. Generate scripts for videos, what I'm doing. Podcast, I want to get into podcast. That's something different. Customer support. Chatbot powered quiz games. I've never heard that one. That'd be one you could give away for what we're going to be doing in a minute. And generate unique content, and mostly ads. It doesn't matter for unique content. So that's something that we can definitely work with. And then now I'm going to push the limits a little bit and push it up to 30 ways. And I want to use bullet points for the 30 ways. Now I want to show a different image because this will populate different every time. Before, it gave me a big set of paragraph where it would actually give me the script, and it didn't use numbers. Now I can say expound on number 5, number 6, and go into more detail. So as you can see, some of them are the same, but I know for a fact you can use it to write short books, short blogs, different things like that. Chat-powered fitness and nutrition tracking tools, that's amazing. In my next video, I'm going to show how you can use that to to make Chrome extensions and different chat bots. So make sure that you like and subscribe, get on the playlist, because that one's coming most likely tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, there's so much different things, even offline exhibits. And I just really love the health and wellness, because that's coming up in, every spring. People go crazy for it, including myself. Travel planning, booking tools. I've got working on a script right now for a to-do list. And it's stuff that's really, really powerful. So I'd like to see if it's possible to do an ebook on Amazon Kindle. But let's see. Let's ask it, give me a list of top websites to sell ebooks or other digital products, because you can make a digital product with this. So there we go. Amazon Kindle Direct, Apple Books, Google Play. It's worth noting that each of these websites may have their own special requirements. Sure, yeah. KDP, it's not hard to be set up. I've actually sold coloring books if you can find them online. I don't know if this could make that, but with other software it can, because that's what I used. Okay, so we have that. Now let's go into a little bit more detail here. So we want to ask it the right questions to make it easier, not harder. We want this thing to use its AI, its big brain, to give us the best answers. And what are the easy books I can sell on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing? The more straightforward you are with this thing, the better. Now, you can get more in depth as you want more specific information, but I want the easiest books to sell. So let's see what it gives me here. And I'm leaning toward some of the lower content books, a children's book, maybe a journal, maybe a mindfulness type thing. So here we go. And the thing I was talking about was it'd be really, really cool to use this to be able to create a science fiction book. I don't have the drawing skills, but maybe we can work on that to create an anime, a manga. So recipe books, for sure, children's book, poetry, short story collections, how-to guides or tutorials. That's definitely, I know a guy who got millions and millions of views on Instructables when he did an Instructable. So you could actually use this to do an Instructable. So that's a secret tip for you right there. You can go on Instructable, use this tool, especially while it's still out in beta, and go. So I'm looking, if I gave it more options, it would be on there. But I would like to do the mindfulness. And let me see if I can find the image real quick. So this will tell you that it'll give you a few different things each time you put in the same query, so you know that you're not getting duplicate. So short ebook, popular trend or topic, and also a self-help book, a personal development book, young adult novella, short children's book, nonfiction, and I wanted to really dive into that, a science fiction or fantasy story. What could this thing actually make with the right queries and information in the science fiction industry and fantasy? And not to get too far into that, but the romance industry, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's something to think about. So now let's take it a step further. I want to do a wellness book, some type of journal or day planner or something like that. So with this, and I'm writing these out ahead of time so it's faster. Let me get my head out of the way for a minute. What are the different prompts and activities we can include in a mindfulness journal? But I know it spit out something different before because I tried this to see the different options that it would give you. So prompts, that's sort of like an AI command that will help you get better results. So remember that when you're looking for something, if you want information, say what prompts. Remember that. So let's look at this. So what could we include in this journal that would be a good idea? Okay, so here are some good ideas for prompts and activities you can include in a mindfulness journal. Reflective writing, mindfulness exercises. I'm sure there's a lot of those, but they sell like crazy. Creative writing prompts. There's a lot of people that want to write. There's a lot more writers out there than you think, and they're not real happy with this. But you could use this to give them a creative writing journal. So journaling, self-care activities, mindfulness. That's definitely something that needs to be talked about in today's society for sure. Okay, so I'm lazy. I want this thing to do this for me. I want this to help me start a business. So let's just get straight to it. Write me a title. Don't mess around. Come up with titles for the mindfulness journal, and it remembers everything that you've written so far. So you can clear it if you've gotten off into a weird situation. But each conversation builds on the other one. So if we come up with the titles for a mindfulness journal, and I'll just pause while that comes up. Okay, and it didn't take long at all. So here's titles that it gave me. I do want to say one thing. I did this on my Mac earlier. Mac will give you different responses. On Windows, this gave me numbers. On a Mac, it gave me bullet points. And it gave, I don't know, it's just a little different, but this is pretty cool. Mindful musing, reflections, and insights. So we've got a list of titles. So we'd have to choose one. But let's just paste in. Now we need an image for one of them. Doesn't matter which one. And if you don't know, Dolly is also an open AI software, but we don't have to use that because you can put in the description it's going to give you. It's going to give you a prompt. It's going to give you a descriptional prompting which you put in that'll generate an AI illustration basically. So we'll need a cover, and then we'll need to figure out our journal, which it only has to be basically lines or blank pages. Okay, so mindful musings, that's the one I was going to pick anyway. Okay, this happens because there's a lot of people on here right now, so we're going to try to regenerate response, but if not, then I'll come back. Let's regenerate response. So we want an image prompt to use, and all we really have to do is use something, use free software. You can get royalty-free images. It's very easy. We'll just let this load. Okay, so we're loaded up as a cover for the journal or a background image for the inside pages, and you could use a different one. You'd probably want a small one on each chapter or each page even, but you don't want to get too much of a cost. The peaceful, natural setting can help create calming atmosphere for journaling practice, which I need to do this. Like, I need to make this for myself to encourage mindfulness. Alternatively, you could use an image of a person sitting in a peaceful pose, such as meditating or practicing yoga, with the title overlaid on the image. Sometimes it gives you more detail than this, sometimes it doesn't, but for this is really all we need. This can help you visually represent the concept of mindfulness and create a sense of connection with the journaling practice. And I can regenerate another response, but I like this one. So we want a calming atmosphere. It's probably going to happen with this. So we can use an image. We want a person sitting in a peaceful pose in a natural setting. So what I have up here is we have some of the same royalty-free images that are good. We have pixels. Unsplash is one people don't think about a lot. I use ClickFunnels and I can pull from Unsplash and get images. So let's just say Pixabay for now. We're going to paste, what was that? In a peaceful pose in nature. I'm going to copy that to use on the next one. Sitting in a peaceful pose in nature. Well, that's not a very good while that's loading, let's just do this. Unsplash is pretty good. In nature. Pexels is really good. You could use other ones. Story blocks. Even if you had to pay, a small premium for the image that you absolutely wanted, then that's what it is. So this is a really great image to have on there, maybe even on the back cover. You could have this, and that leaves you enough space for a title. So what's our title? And I'm saving all this, by the way. I'm going to go back over this video. Please don't steal my idea, because I'm going to do this. This is literally building my business for me right now, because I'm going to start a KDP. Mindful Musings. Now let me just take that and use it as a search term and see what we get. But I really like this right here. It's very mindful. It's yoga type pose. Them are not so much. That's kind of cool. But there's just a lot that you can look for. The cinematics better. You don't have to have AI generated. Now I can show that on the next one how to do that. Now this one I love, especially if you're going to make it like a mountainous theme, an outdoorsy theme. That's incredible. Do not steal my picture. Let me get rid of it. So let's just say Mindful Musings. That's not bad. That's not bad, but that's not really what we're going for. So here we have a couple different. This is not bad right here. A peaceful pose. Let's see if Pixabay gives Mindful Musings anything. And then we'll go ahead and stop this video. It's getting a little long. I wanted it to be 8 minutes. So I would gladly pay $12 for this image. You don't have to, but I'm just saying that Mindful Musings, these images are hard to come by. People go out and they take these images. These are not generated by AI. So I do not mind paying someone for this type of image. Couldn't find any matches. Well, it will, but it'll take you to iStock. And if you're doing very many, you can also have subscriptions to some places. I do have subscriptions to some places. So that's good. These are probably free. Different things, calendar, nature calendars. It could help you create that. Wow, isn't that beautiful? So you could also make like a dark fantasy type thing. So I'm hitting 20 minutes, but I hope this gives you an idea. I'm going to do this. Let me know if you want to see the results, and I'll post them down at the bottom. So this is definitely, I just used in 20 minutes, I just used certain queries to give me all this information on what to build a book around, what makes money online, where it makes money, all the different services you can do, the different platforms that you can put the same book on, multiple different books that you can do, and titles of the book, of ideas for a book, and the titles, and then the type of art that would work well for them. You might think that you know, but sometimes you need somebody else to tell you. So hopefully you find this good. I didn't want it to be as long as my last one, but I think it's really important, and this gives you a good idea. I saw another guy do this type of video, and he went way too fast. I wanted to slow it down and give people a chance to see what's on the screen and, follow along. So please join the playlist. I'm going to have a few more videos, 4 or 5 more videos. I'm going to show you how to make different softwares with this. It's really good for that. And take care. We'll see you in the next video.